Let's watch an example about how this works. Okay? Right outside their door, one house down on the corner, you can buy any kind of drug you want. I'm not talking about cannabis, I'm talking about heroin. I'm talking about methamphetamines. I'm talking about serious drugs. And right next to the drug dealer, you can buy any woman you want. That's the neighborhood they live in. That's the neighborhood in which these children have to go to school. They pass by these people every day. So this is a family with a grandmother, a mother, and a son. So, being client-centered, that's our unit of analysis. There is no father, doesn't exist. The grandmother, she had 5 boys, but her husband is somewhere that she doesn't even know. And 3 of her boys are on the corner. One of her boys made it. And the grandmother and the mother are very involved in the family. This is a first session, and this is not very far into the first session.
What he doesn't get is that when this struggle happens between them, it's less about controlling, and it's more about trying to hold on and not go crazy and live in a crazy house as opposed to.
So the mother's talking about the boy's behavior. Now remember, we're just looking at reframing. So the good news is forget the story. Doesn't matter. And I'm 5 or 6 minutes into a session. The mother is on the right-hand side. The boy is in the bottom right-hand corner. This is Marion, the grandmother, and this is a therapist. And again, I didn't walk in on this one, so trust me. Didn't disrupt her. I was just part of it with her. And I'm trying to suggest a reframe. And what I basically said to the mother is I said, here's an interesting thing. When he gets mad at you, what he misses is that you're not trying to control him, you're trying to support him. Now I say that to who? The mother and the boy. I'm talking to the mother, but this speaks to the question from yesterday about having everyone in the room. Because he's there, I don't have to tell him, I can tell her. He listens. So the first point is a very quick, within a few minutes, reframe. But remember, as I said, that doesn't mean it's over. And so I make a guess. I then say, is that what happens at the end of the day? That you're hurt. Remember one of the themes that we frequently use, behind anger is hurt? So I tried it. I was wrong. Good news is, I expect to be wrong most of the time. Makes life easier, by the way, so I'd suggest it as a life skill. But the good news is she tells me what I need to know, so I can take it and include it. And she says, no, 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 it's not about that. It is because
he might not have a good life.
She says, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried that he won't have a good life. Now, why is that important? Think of the context. What did I say about the men? Men go on the street corner. They don't finish school and they're not productive. For her, the most important thing in her life is that her son is not one of those men. She is worried. Her behavior, the noble intention behind it, is that she wants him to have a good life that's not like all the other men.
It's not about you.
Right.
Good. Because it isn't about you. It didn't have a positive.
Right.
You're still fine.
Right. See, I'm going to the limit.
What you want.
So what I say is, good, that really helps me. Guess what? That's an acknowledgement. I just said yes. Thank you. Yes, you're right. It isn't, so this is interesting. It's not about you controlling, it's you're worried and you're concerned about him. It's reframing her behavior that it's not her, but it's him.
And you sacrifice yourself for him.
Right, and I just said that to him, and he said, what did he say? Get out of my way.
So, and then the mother, of course, goes on, right? Because reframes don't fix everything. They're just small steps. And she said, yeah, and I just said that to him. And what did he say? Get out of my life. And the grandmother laughs. Remember yesterday when the boy said, I just told her that. I said, shut up. That's what this mother just did. She said, I just tried to tell him I care about him and I'd sacrifice my life for him. But what does he say? He says, get out of my life. Negativity, blame. It's not me, it's him. So I have to try reframing again.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. Hear the attribution and the cause? This is all about the fact that he doesn't care. So now I started with her. Now I have a new thing to try to reframe. She just said he didn't care. That's blame. I need to acknowledge that and try to change the meaning of it. Now in this case, because of the creativity and the uniqueness, I'm going to speak to him. And this is where it gets kind of interesting. And I say to him, do you not care? And he says to me, I don't want to be bothered. Now, if you weren't listening carefully, you would think he told me no. He didn't tell me no. He didn't say he didn't care. But you have to listen to what he said carefully. He didn't say, I don't care. He said, I don't want to be bothered. That gives me more information to go around in my reframing again. So now I'm going to take don't want to be bothered and see if I can reframe that as we move around.
So I see, that's all I said. I didn't say you don't want to be bothered with it. I know you don't want to be bothered. Are you talking about out of your life, or are you talking about not being bothered?
And I acknowledge. I say to him, I understand that. I know you don't want to be bothered. I get it. But that's not what I asked you. I asked you, do you want her out of your life? Do you not care? Or do you not want to be bothered? Acknowledgement. He'll jump in and tell me, he jumps in and says, no, I don't want to be bothered. Well, now I have to get a little creative.
That's different. Okay, that's what I mean. That's a different thing.
And so I say, good, that's different. Not wanting to be bothered is different than not caring. That's coming from me. I'm the one saying that. No, they're not saying it. I'm the one adding it. Why? Because the mother is sitting there listening to him and she believes he doesn't care. I have to change that. If I want to make them have alliance together, I have to get rid of that. So I keep up.
Because I understand not knowing what to do.
Now, I'm going to add something. I really understand not knowing what to do.
And I understand when you're 15 and you don't quite know all the stuff to do yet. Even though you're growing up, even though you're becoming a man. I understand saying, I don't know how to handle this, and I don't want to be bothered. But that's different.
So what I say is, I get it. I totally understand. If you're 15, what you mean when you say I don't want to be bothered is you don't know how to handle it. Now, interesting, isn't it? What I do is I put all the responsibility on him. But I do it in a way that's not blaming. And I've now taken don't care, don't want to be bothered, and I've made it he doesn't know how to handle it. What's better about that? We can teach him how to handle it. We can't teach him to care, but we can teach him how to handle it. And if you're the mother and you're sitting there and you're thinking about it, you're thinking, he doesn't care, and now you're thinking, well, maybe he just doesn't know what to do about this. That is so much less blaming and negative that it helps improve blaming and negativity, which is our primary goal.
Say it out of my life. Or you say it out of my life. She said that. No, I'm asking you what you said.
And I say to him, does that mean, because he said he wants her out of his life. So I'm pretty direct with him. I'm saying, do you mean out of your life? Or do you mean you don't want to be bothered? He says, no, she said out of my life, not me. I said, no, but what did you say?
I said I want to be bothered. I said I want her to be. This was just like when I said Mexico.
And he says, no, no, no. What I said is, she can move to Mexico. Kind of a theme, isn't it? Yesterday the boy said, move to the other side of the world. Today the boy says, move to Mexico.
Move anywhere that's far away from here. Or
Move anywhere that's far away from here.
he can send me away or something like that. So just don't want to be bothered.
And that's because you don't have any more.
And he says, you send me away, I'll go away, and then I have to jump in and say quickly, because that means you don't know how to handle it, right? Notice now I'm repeating. Now I'm taking different things and adding to it. And he says, yeah, a little bit. I'll take that. I'll take that for the first few minutes of a session. That's good for me.
So part of it, so the email is part of it that when you say, I don't want to be bothered, that you say, I don't know what to do about it.
And now I'm very explicit. And I say, I repeat myself. So when you say you don't want to be bothered, you mean you don't know how to handle it. You don't know what to do about it.
That I don't want to be bothered.
And he says, no, I mean I don't want to be bothered. This is the round and around. You have to say it so many times. But notice, he has never one time said to me that I'm wrong. He is every time adding something and sticking with me. He's engaged in the conversation. The mother has stopped interrupting.
It's too much stress.
And now he says, yeah, I don't want to be bothered because it's too much stress. Now we're making some progress. Now he just added one more new thing for me to add a layer to the snowball.
I'll come back around when I'm like 30 or something.
He says, yeah, what I'll do is I'll come back around when I'm 30 or something, and he's going to say, I pick up my little sister.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so part of it, so the email is part of it that when you say, I don't want to be bothered, that you say, I don't know what to do about it.
I just said I don't want to be bothered. It's too much stress.
I don't want to be bothered, it's too much stress.
Like 30 or something. Jump in, say hi. Pick up my little sister.
No.
See, he says, no. My idea is I'm just gonna, when I'm 30 or something, I'll come back around, I'll pick up my little sister and we'll go out. I say, no, Dan, it doesn't work that way. Notice, reframing, but he just can't say anything. Because in this context, the grandmother's interest is to make sure that I can do something here. If I'm not strong enough, she's not gonna let them come back. Because she's really the power in the room.
Here's the thing. In a weird way, the both of you are exactly the same. You got one foot in the crazy house. I'm a parent. So if it was me and I was in your shoes, I'd have both feet in the crazy house. So what I basically say is in a funny way, the both of you are in exactly the same situation.